Hello, guys. Good morning and welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, December 13th, 2018. Glad to have you guys here. Now, let's get started and let's open up the charts right here and let's take a look at what's going on. First thing, we're going to start with cryptocurrency, and we're going to start with Bitcoin. We're looking at 33.86. It's come down to another support level, and it's holding there like it was holding at the last support level. It held really good at was around 6,400, and then we've had this drop, cutting the price in half. I'm going to tell you what, if we go back and we take a look at the longer term chart, let's go back, try a day here, and we see the peak of 19,666. And then we see this drop down to support, and then we see this second drop down to a new level of support. What we're looking at is a beleaguered Bitcoin. Most of the wind has been taken out of it. If it was a balloon that was blowing up too fast, the air is hissed out of it now. And so what we have is, just like in silver and gold, we've got the new modern digital equivalency of silver and gold. And we've got the price down on them, just like on silver and gold. So it's actually making buying opportunities. If we take a look now at the cryptocurrency market capitalizations, we're looking at roughly today $108 billion. And we're looking at Bitcoin dominance of 54.9%. And all these coins are in the red today. So it makes it actually a pretty good day to buy coins. Litecoin is the one I'm focusing on right now at $24.19. XRP is 30 cents. It's been that for a few days now, but that's an excellent price for XRP. We're looking at Stellar at 11 cents. EOS is $1.96 a piece. Bitcoin Cash is $96. If I was you guys, I might avoid that coin for a little bit until the issues get settled. And after the issues are settled, the price might be less than it is now. I don't think the coin's actually going to die, but it's connected into other companies and stuff, you know. It's anyway. Whereas some of these coins are just basically free float on their own. So what we have here is we have Tron at is actually went up a little. It's trying to go up. Tron's doing better than most. It's not dipping quite as much. It's been hanging in there a little bit better. Cardano, the same. It's been doing the same thing as Tron. And Monero is at $42.81, and it's been dipping more. Dipping a little bit more. So the coins that have been dipping down a little bit more make them a little bit better buys right now. Monero's looking awfully good at $42.81. I'll tell you what. I've always liked Monero. There's another little bit of a sleeper coin I've always liked. It's this one down here, Neo. $5.93. Neo pays dividends in, I guess, a different type of coin. Anyway, it's an interesting coin. So now let's move on to the silver price today and take a look and see what it's doing. We're seeing the silver price is holding pretty steady considering that the dollar is rising up today. The silver price has only lost 3 cents. Let's take a look at gold right now and see what gold's doing. Gold price is dipped a little bit. It's down $2.40 on the day. It's $1,242.60. It's not dipping very much considering really what the dollar is doing. The dollar's moving upwards today. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones today and see what it's doing. We're looking at 174 points up today on the Dow. And if we take a look at a closer analysis of this chart, go right in here, what we see is this the Dow Jones right now is schizophrenic. It's become schizophrenic back on the 10th of the 10th month, October. Yeah, October. October 22nd, it became schizophrenic. And you can see it right here on the chart. It's a completely different look on this chart than what we've seen previously. If we go all the way back here, we don't see any, I'll call it schizophrenic activity in the Dow. We can go all the way back here as long as we want. Look, all the way back here to 1989. I don't see any schizophrenia in the Dow Jones. You see? Look, nothing. Right? And we get up here, and all of a sudden on the end, right on the end here, you see this? Up, down, up, down, up, down. This end, this tail end of the chart right here, where the Dow Jones goes schizophrenic. Right at this point, right here is where she goes schizophrenic. So we got a crazy Dow Jones. I mean, it should be locked up in a straitjacket. Okay, so now let's take a look at the crude oil today. She's down again today. She hasn't really lifted back off. She hasn't had any relief rally. It's just down, 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 down ever since it was $74.29. Going back on, is it September? Yeah, September 30th of 2018. The price was $74.29 for sweet light crude. And look, it's dropped down to $50. That's a big drop, and it ain't getting up off the floor. Oil prices is staying down. Let's take a look at bonds and rates today. And what we see is, we see the long bond. Oh, hold on. Let me get the chart in here a little bit. We see the long bond is the yield's rising a little bit on the long bond. It's at 3.15. And we see all the shorter end of the yield curve is the rates are falling a little bit. The yield curve is trying to invert lately, and it's inverted between the 2-year and the 5-year. So far, that's where it's inverted, and it's actually inverted today at 2.762 on the 2-year and 2.756 on the 5-year. So we got an inverted yield curve. Generally, that's a sign of an approaching recession. In this case, I don't think we have that luxury. I think we're actually starting the recession right now. And I don't think, generally, it means a recession is like 2 years away, you know. In this case, I think that the recession's already starting, but it's a slow fall. It's starting so in a way that's really hard to kind of see it. And it's not being announced or anything. They're still in the business of announcing that we're in an economic recovery and all that. But that's just media. That's just press. What's the reality in the situation is that things are starting to rapidly deteriorate in the financial system. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index today. We're looking at 97.18 on the U.S. dollar index. And it's rising today. I mean, it did have a low point. It was down as low as, let me see here, 96.9. It was its low point. Now it's 97.18. So, and it's kind of rising right now. So it could make it up to like 97.25 or something like that before nightfall today, you know. But we got a rising dollar index. Now, we're going to take a look at something real quick here, and I found this interesting. Chinese factories, you know, they're putting, they're data harvesting their employees. They're putting helmets on their heads that have sensors attached and stuff. It says China is deploying emotional surveillance technology that mines data from the minds of its citizens. It says they're data mining by reading their brains. I mean, quite seriously here. It says the workers wear caps to monitor their brainwaves, and the data is then managed to adjust the pace of production and reassign workflows according to the company. The company said it could increase the overall efficiency of the workers by manipulating the frequency and length of break times to reduce mental stress. It says it's Hangzhou is a company. Well, that's really a Chinese name. It says, is one example of a large-scale application of brain surveillance devices to monitor people's emotions and other mental activities in the workplace, according to scientist companies involved in the government-backed project. Well, right now it's a hat that they wear. It's probably a rather big hat. They probably look funny all walking around in the factory with these big hats on, monitoring their brains. So it also says here that there's a built-in sensor in the brim of the hat that can sound an alarm if they start to fall asleep. So they're not even allowed to try to fall asleep at this company because, well, I mean, I'd just take the blinking hat off, you know. But, I mean, it'd probably get fired, I suppose, if they took the hat off. But, you know, I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. Next, they'll be connecting them up to AI, you know, all of them. And what do they want? Robot workers? I mean, but this is the first step, you know, on trying to mesh robot technology with human technology. In other words, you're turning them into a cyborg. So whenever you mix computer technology with you integrate it with a human, so that hat that they put on their head is the first steps towards creating cyborg workers, which is half man, half machine. It's the first step that they're making here, as the way I see it. Listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report. We'll catch you again very soon. Today is Thursday. We'll catch you again on Friday. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye-bye, guys.